This episode was written by Sean Ryan. This is his final episode of the show. He leaves to go create The Shield and have a very successful career as a television creator. He was very prominent in season 2. He either wrote or co-wrote First Impressions, Reunion, Blood Money, The Thin Deadline, and this one. His stuff tends to the more street level shit, which makes sense considering what he did after this. And our director, we have a first timer. How about that?
That's crazy. Okay. When's the
His
last time that
name,
happened?
I mean, it happens. This guy's name is Turi Meyer. Turi, spelled Turi. And I knew this guy from Buffy, but I found out some shit about him. Uh,
Wow.
so he this is his first of 3 episodes of Angel that he directs, and he also directs one really good episode of Buffy in season 6. But I was looking at his filmography, and he was primarily a writer. He had a pretty decent job as a screenwriter in the 90s and then tried to transition into directing, doing a lot of TV work. But we've actually covered him on the franchise.
Well, okay. Me and you,
He,
or you and Henry?
Me and Henry. He wrote Leprechaun 2.
All right. Not one of the best. Probably the weakest of the first three, at least.
It is, but it's better than 4.
What's four?
Anyway,
Space?
yeah, Space.
Oh yeah. You're okay.
He also wrote and directed a Candyman movie that I've never seen before. Candyman Day of the Dead. I think it might be
What?
the third one.
You can't do Candyman Day of the Dead.
Well, they did. And how about this? He also wrote a movie I've seen starring Carrot Top called Chairman of the Board. The board is a surfboard. See, he's like, he gets a job, like a business job, but he's also a surfer guy. So it's chairman of the board. Get
All
it?
right, that's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah. Carrot Top is the star of that film. It's the only film he ever starred in. And I think that's another one more bad movie podcast you get going with.
All right. Chairman of the board.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny.
All right. That's our team here. The guy who wrote Leprechaun 2 directing, and the guy who created the Shield writing.
Jeez.
Yeah. Let's talk about it. What do you gotta say?
Well, turned out better than you probably would have thought with the team, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. It is a sort of motley crew here.
I don't know. We might disagree. This wasn't one of my favorite episodes. We're like dealing with Gunn, like what's going on with freaking Rondell and George. What is that about?
George dies.
I couldn't even tell you which one. I wrote either Rondell or George dies.
Oh God.
And then later on, when the other one came back, I was like, either Rondell or George is talking to Gunn. I couldn't even tell you. So it didn't impact me much. But we started out. This was crazy. I thought we're at a restaurant, eating in front of a mirror. What are we doing?
Yeah, it seems like not a great place for Angel to be eating. Although
What the
it
hell?
makes for a good opening shot of the episode.
Yeah, if that's only what you're supposed to think about, then good job. But as a real, if this is like really happening, if you're a real vampire, you would never, ever, ever do this, right?
Do you think people would notice? Maybe he's like, people in LA are so self-centered. They're not even
That should have been a line. That
they're
would have been
only
enough
gonna
for
be
me.
looking at themselves in the mirror.
That's fine. That would have been enough. But they
Okay.
don't do that.
No, they don't.
They just like they don't even acknowledge it that much. I don't know. But I don't know. Was it Angel has an informant? By the Cordelia has a commercial coming up. Very
Yeah,
exciting.
she's been cast in a national television commercial.
Yeah, we sort of dropped her acting career.
What's it
for
called?
a bit. The commercial? I don't know.
Yeah, what was it for? Like suntan lotion or something?
Yeah. But I don't
Yeah.
know the exact thing.
Yeah, we haven't talked about her acting in a little while.
Since
Like,
the
remember
premiere, I think.
at one point, like, no,
She dropped acting to go with Angel and them, didn't she?
She had at one point Wesley and Angel go see her in a play.
Oh, okay.
Remember that?
Yeah,
So like,
vaguely.
she's acting a little bit, probably auditioning on the side, but certainly in season 2, after what happens to her into Shanshu with LA, where she's struck by those like never-ending visions and has to like be in the hospital and shit. I feel like since that point, like her mission has just been the mission, and this is revisiting the acting work. We probably haven't talked about it since season 1 very much.
Right, right. But here it is. Yeah, it was awesome through line here. So I remember early on, I really wanted her to be a successful actor, but then we kind of
Yeah.
abandoned it. I thought it might not happen.
Well,
But who
maybe she
knows?
still can be.
Well,
She
now
got a
it seemed like,
national television commercial.
but after the episode, it seemed like she might have come to the realization, like, I actually, this is a terrible world. Maybe I don't want to do this.
Yeah, I think you're right, but who knows? Maybe that commercial could be hugely successful.
Yeah,
And
she's too
everybody
good.
wants to cast that babe from the suntan lotion commercial.
But there were two babes. Is she going to shine much more than the other one?
The other babe didn't have any lines, as far
We
as
didn't
I could
see it.
tell.
She could have had a line.
Maybe she did before that.
She could have been the one, like, if you were a loved one that had I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they're so fast at it. I can't even read
Yeah,
the
it would
sentence.
be funny, like if she was like rubbing the dude's back, and it's like, oh, and if you take this, you won't get skin cancer. Ooh,
Oh wow.
yeah.
Yeah, she could have had lines. But
I
Angel
like the
was,
dude. I like the dude giving just a thumbs up. That was his
yeah,
only part of the commercial.
I
Look at
enjoyed
these
that too.
babes.
Yeah, hell yeah. Was this Angel's informant from the last episode?
uh,
He says like it's a it or a he or something like that.
who does he go see?
Well, he didn't go. It was a line like because he didn't have Kate. Like he was like, I have a new in.
Oh yeah, but we don't know if it's like a police informant he's going to see here. It could be Merle. Remember Merle?
Didn't he leave town though? Or
I
no,
don't
he
know.
didn't.
I don't remember.
I thought he was like packing up to leave, and then we never saw him again.
But he was packing up to leave that like sewer space. He might
Yeah,
have
just
just
because they
been
knew he
finding
lived there.
another place. Yeah.
You're right. Yeah. But Wesley, I loved Wesley here. He's like, it's so funny. He says, "We're gonna kill it to death." I loved that line.
Yeah, it's good
Talking
stuff.
about is it the Hacklar demon?
Hacklar, yeah. At one point, Gunn calls it a heckler demon, and
Heckler demon.
Wesley corrects him.
Yeah, Wesley. He's like, us manly men, we're gonna kill it to death. Kill it to death. It's so funny.
Yeah,
I,
Wesley has so much confidence at the beginning of this episode, and then it just like completely depletes after that phone call from his father.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Weird woman with a shawl, and Cordelia thinks it's like, or is it? Oh, it's Angel. Angel like is like, where'd
Yeah.
you get this? It's like has like some weird design on it, but he's like doesn't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, he thinks it's from like this demon who like eats babies or something. Cordelia's like, no, I know who the designer is. My friend is just French. That was the French joke in this episode.
Okay, all
And
right,
Angel says, pardon.
pardon. And so Cordelia throws up, and then I love Angel. He's like, is that gonna be on the bill? That was funny.
I gotta say, what Cordelia does here is so much more embarrassing than what Angel just did.
Really?
Like, because not only does she vomit in the middle of the fucking restaurant, but she pulls the entire tablecloth off the table with everybody else's food and drink on there. Like, that's a huge fucking mess.
Yeah, and
Like,
it's a waste of money.
if that happened at a table near me in a restaurant, it would ruin my meal.
Yeah, you're right. This is worse.
Yeah.
This is worse. I'm sorry, Cordelia. But then we go back. We go to the hotel. Great
Get it
scene here.
together, Cordelia. For fuck's sake, sashimi. Like, I've never vomited from eating sashimi. It's delightful food.
Well, you never been to this restaurant.
You blame the restaurant?
Yeah.
I blame Cordelia, man. She's just
Holy
so
shit.
used to having, pineapple pizza with sauce. Sorry,
Chicken.
I'm gonna find a way to bring that up in every episode now.
Good. I hope you do.
Sauce.
We'll just mention it. Hi, I'm Logan. Sauce.
You do it better than me.
Wesley, as we alluded to, he calls his father. It's his father's birthday. Tells him happy birthday, and Wesley has good news. He says, "Dad, Papa, I'm finally in charge."
Papa? I don't believe he calls him Papa.
Okay, he doesn't call him Papa, but he says, "You know my crew I work with. I'm the leader now." And we don't ever hear his dad, but we hear Wesley being like, "No, it's like it's permanent this time. It's not going to be like last time."
I did get fired that one time, but it seems to be going well. Yeah, I understand. Like, it's just like everything he's saying, he's like getting cut down by his dad. And he's just trying to give him a nice call for his birthday. And at one point, he even starts to say, like, I thought you'd be proud of me. And then he stops himself and he says, I thought you'd want to know.
Yeah, I just thought you'd want to know.
Oh, he's such a poor fella.
Yeah, it's good scene. And And then Gunn comes in. He's like, "We." I thought weird line here from Gunn. He's like, "Were you talking to somebody?" I don't know. Like, yeah, my father. I don't know.
Oh, and he says to Gunn like, "Yeah, it's my father's birthday. He sends his best to everybody in Tinseltown." And you're like, "Oh, he didn't say that. He didn't say
Yeah,
that at all."
right.
Yeah.
Damn, it was a good
Poor
scene.
Wesley.
And then we got the commercial. I loved this. I loved Angel coming onto the set and like enjoying the sun. It was like that
Yeah, I
early Angel episode on the beach. What I
yeah,
love.
in the dark, episode 3. I thought about that too. He's like looking at something, and a girl on set, I think it's like the other girl from the commercial, like thinks he's checking her out, and she's like flattered, but then he walks right past her and he's like, "Wow, a beach. This
Yeah,
is nice."
very funny.
Yeah.
He's not even enjoying the sun. He's just enjoying like the lights on the set. It's really
Yeah,
funny.
I know. And it sort of like makes you think of Angel as being like pretty tragic. Like we don't
Oh yeah,
always think about it, but
I do all the time actually. It's like
mm,
one of the things
that's
I
good.
think of. Yeah, but Cordelia, she's like, Angel, what the fuck are you doing here? This isn't like where you're supposed to be. And Cordelia has on a robe, and she takes it off, revealing
Well, the
cutie.
director comes in and he's like, "Lose the robe, sweetheart." He's like a real like stereotypical asshole. Um, I saw one of the Patreon comments asked, "Do you think this is a commentary on Joss Whedon's showrunning style?" Which I thought was really interesting. And my instinct was to say, absolutely not. Why would like no one would do that? But it is Sean Ryan writing. It's this final episode. He's on the way out. This
Mm.
scene may have been written as a little fuck you to Jaws.
Well, there's that. Isn't the first ever episode of Angel kind of like this?
How so?
Doesn't Cordelia go to like the home of a producer who like wants to hook up with her?
Yeah, but Joss Whedon wrote that, and I think he's just like making a commentary on like casting couch shit in LA. Like that's not something I don't know. We don't know what happened behind the scenes these the fucking shows, but
Yeah.
like yeah, I dismissed it out of hand like when I first read it, and then the more I thought about it, the more I thought it could be possible.
This could be a commentary on that, a shot at Joss, or it could just be they're talking about what happens, and Joss just so happens to be one of those people that does that. So who
Right, right.
really knows?
But to write a character in like that on a show that Joss Whedon has
It
created
being his
is
last show too, also. It might,
that's what I thought about. Yeah.
yeah, that's like the smoking gun there that it's his
Mm-hmm.
last one. So yeah, you could be on something there.
Gun doesn't smoke.
Oh yeah, gun doesn't smoke. That's funny. He could. We don't know. He's never said like a smoke break or anything.
Regardless, Cordelia looking pretty fucking good.
Yeah, smoking. Some would say. And yeah, it's good. But the director says she needs more makeup under her eyes. She's got like black eyes under
Yeah,
these.
this guy's a dick. Well, and she does have the excuse she vomited the previous night.
Yeah, come on, man. He doesn't know that.
Yeah.
So
Well, she tells him, and he doesn't give a fuck.
yeah. Well, why is Angel there though?
Oh, he has to ask her a question about the Hacklar demon. So it turns out that like some Hacklar demons eat people, and some Hacklar demons like suck the something out of something. I don't remember the exact details, but there are like two kinds of Hacklar demons. So he needs to ask her
There's
like
too much
what
going on in this
they were
episode.
doing in the vision. Well, the thing is, you think they set up the Hacklar demon at first, like that's gonna be like the main villain of the episode or
But
whatever.
then Lauren's
But then
monster.
they dispatch of the Hacklar demon off screen.
Right. And then we introduce a new demon because out of the portal at Lauren's place. Like there's two like another thing going
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
And then we also have Lauren's cousin come in. I think there's too much going on. But
They're setting up a very big arc. There's a lot to get done in this episode. It is a little cluttered and a little slow at times, oddly. But
it's fascinating. I won't say I wasn't intrigued.
it I think it's the kind of thing where once you see where they're going with it, you'll look back on this episode and feel like it was worth it.
Yeah, I don't want to say it wasn't worth it. Fun part here where we learned that Hacklar they communicate with their face. I don't know, like Morse code.
Right, facial ticks.
Yeah, that's good. I wish I could do that. And we kill it The old standard slice and dice.
Right, right.
Oh, it's because Gunn is like, Wesley, tell me about the Hacklar, and he starts going into like, well, it does this, and he's just like, how do you kill it? I don't care about that. It just how do you kill it?
Yeah, it's just another person cutting down Wesley. Of course, Gunn doesn't know what he's doing and what Wesley's going through at this particular moment. But
Yeah, good point.
yeah, it's just like Wesley feeling shitty about himself.
Yeah, I didn't think about it, but I guess you're right. I thought it more as just like Wesley is so rattled by it. He's just like going on and on and on. I didn't think he like took offense to Gunn, like cutting him off or anything. Is that what you're saying?
I don't think he took offense, but I think like in that moment, because he's still feeling so fragile from the phone call with his dad, it kind of feels like
Just adding on
someone
to it.
ignoring something that Wesley is actually great at.
Yeah, I didn't really think about that, but I think you're right. Probably wasn't
Mhm.
great. But then Rondell and George show. So which one died?
George died.
Okay, George is. It's like the twins on. I mean, these guys aren't twins, but the twins from Harry Potter. I never know which one died.
Right,
Do you
right. But I
know?
mean, no, no, but they're twins. Whereas these are just two completely different black men, and you can't tell black people apart.
I knew when I said that was gonna sound terrible. These guys do not look alike at all. I
No,
want to
not
say
not
that.
even a little bit.
They just never say you're Rondell and you're George. They did in the past, but
They did in the Thin
forgot.
Dead line.
I forgot though.
Yeah,
But in this episode, they never addressed like I don't think you're Rondell, you're George. So I didn't know.
maybe not. No,
But
no. I think like when they come in, he's like, "Oh, this is Rondell and George." Like he says that.
yeah, I think
So
so.
like, yeah. I hear you.
But there's like vampire attacks at Mackenzie Park. I don't know, but that's where we go. We need Gunn's truck, but Gunn has to go help Wesley and Angel. So those guys
With
get.
the Hacklar.
I love this part where Angel tells them all like what happened with. He's like, I saw Cordelia on set, and they were like being terrible to her. She had to wear this like tiny bikini, and they're all like, huh.
To their credit, when he says that the dude's being terrible to her, they immediately react like Guns like she doesn't take shit from any of us. Like like they do get offended on Cordelia's behalf until he brings up the skimpy bikini, and they all
Right.
sort of
They get a
daydream
little
about it for a second.
exactly. They get distracted, and then they
Yeah.
say Wesley goes appalling, and Gunn says disgusting, or it might be they might
And
say the
no,
other
no,
way.
and then Angel just goes right.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah,
Very funny. And then they all head off to their mission. We go to
yeah,
Caritas. I think I got Caritas. I got it
that
right.
is
I looked
correct.
it up on
Yeah,
the Wikipedia this time. Caritas.
and the
And
host is performing "Superstition" by Stevie Wonder,
yep, great
which
tune.
I've seen him perform it live at Madison Square Garden. No big deal.
Stevie Wonder or Lorne?
Stevie Wonder.
Oh, okay. Really? That's got to be fun. What other
I
songs does
know.
he have? I feel like this is like the one everybody knows.
I just called to say I love you, and like he's got a lot of songs. He's got Intervisions and songs in the key of love. I guess I know him more through his albums than his particular songs. Signed, sealed, delivered. That's
Oh,
one.
that's
Oh,
classic.
for once in my life. That's one of them.
All right. He's got a few.
Yeah, he's got a bunch.
All right. Fair enough. But so yeah, Lauren's performing. Why is Lauren? He just does this sometimes. He just goes up to perform.
Yeah, I think it's his club. He's the MC, so he brings people up, and every so often he'll perform a song himself. We've seen him do this before.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm questioning it. It seemed like a normal thing to do.
Yeah,
And then a portal opens up, monster comes out and like
it's
punches
like a
some
pig
folks.
monster.
Yeah, it's
It's
exactly
got
what it
tusks
is.
and shit.
And like really long arms, right?
Yeah,
The
yeah.
arms went like down past its like
It's
knees.
an odd creature design.
Yeah, it was cool though. Yeah, you're right. That's a good way to describe it. It's like a pig monster, pig creature. And so it runs off, and then we're back to the commercial, and it's a sun. We learned I don't think we knew it was suntan lotion commercial until now. And but
Right.
Cordelia keeps fucking up the lighting. She's like bent over in the wrong spot. So the director comes in and says like you got to bend over more to not fuck up the lighting for the
And she
man.
says, if I bend over, my boobs are gonna come out of this top. And he's like, you think I give a shit? Let's see them nips.
Yeah, well, it's action. He doesn't
Yep.
care. So yeah, so that's what happens there. We go back to the hotel, the Hyperion Hotel. That's my favorite set. What about you? I don't
Oh,
know.
that is one of my favorite sets in TV history.
Really? I wish
Not
we saw
even
more
joking.
rooms.
But I love how big the like lobby area is. Like they
Mhm.
can do so much with the camera in there. I feel like they created that set like specifically for directors.
They should do. I feel like they don't do enough with the camera.
They will more going forward.
I actually didn't even think about it until you brought it up, but I can't think of an instance where the camera is like really high up. We get like a cool crane shot or anything.
Whedon directs an episode coming up that like he was really making a meal out of it.
I think the first one probably the
Yeah,
one
are
you
you now
love,
or have you ever been?
where they would like we like try to hang him and do some cool stuff
Yeah,
there.
there's a lot of tracking shots in that episode with like almost like Altman kind of characters talking over each other and
Oh
shit.
wow, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I remember you mentioning that. I think they should do more. Where we're like cleaning the hallways and stuff. I think we should show more of the hotel.
We do, honestly. Like we're going to.
Okay, that's very exciting. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, we learn they come in, they killed the Hacklar demon. They went to a 5K race and killed it. I don't know.
Yeah.
We diss power walkers. We hate power walkers.
Yeah, man, really shitting on power walkers here.
Yeah. I
And I'm like, Sean Ryan, I know what you look like, dude. You can use a couple power walks.
Holy wow, taking shots at was name Sean Ryan?
Yeah, the writer.
Sean Ryan's weight. Holy, I didn't expect that.
He's a heavy set motherfucker.
So Draken, is that right?
Yeah, that's a good call. Yeah, Draken.
The Draken demon.
It's like the metal band Dokken.
Wow. Now I'll take your word for it.
Okay.
Wesley comes up with, or actually Angel comes up with the great plan to do a circular search. And then we say, Wesley, you're in charge. What do you think? And
Yeah,
Wesley says,
Angel steps on Wesley here a little bit and then feels bad about it. So he's like, but let's go with what Wesley wants to do. And Wesley sort of, he's still feeling that phone call, I think. And so he just like goes with Angel's plan.
oh, really? He was just going with the flow here. I thought it seemed like he was like, oh yeah, Angel, that is a good plan. Let's do that.
To me, I felt like he was trying to come up with something better, and he's failing to understand what he brings to the table right now. Like, why am I the leader?
Yeah, I do think you're right, but that I thought it seemed like props to Angel more than like
No,
Wesley didn't
yeah,
care.
Agreed. But there was multiple things going on.
Yeah, he is going through it. This is a sad episode. He's probably the MVP this episode.
Could be. I think it's Lauren.
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know.
All right.
But so Cordelia has another vision. There's like a woman with.
This is the episode you're supposed to find out his name is Lauren, but I've said it before.
No, Lorne.
Yeah,
we didn't know his name was Lorne.
No, they only ever refer to him as the host, like the host of Caritas.
Holy
up
shit.
to now. But then you hear Land call him Krevlorn Swath of the Deathwalk clan, and he says, "I prefer Lorne." That's the first time we actually named this character.
Yeah, I remember they made a meal out of that because we like Angel's making Bonanza jokes, and I was like, why are you doing that suddenly now? That seems weird. But I've known it the whole time. They haven't. I remember you saying that we learned his name, but I thought that meant we learned Krevlorn Swath of the Deathwalk clan.
No,
like, I didn't know Lorne had never been mentioned.
Yeah. I fucked that up early on just by.
I'm glad we knew.
I'm not. I can't refer to him as the host over and over again.
Yeah, that would have been annoying for me and for the listeners and for you. I would have hated that. So I'm glad we knew the whole time.
Yeah,
that's crazy. What did they call him? They never said like, "Hey, what's your name, bro?"
We never heard. They've referred to him talking about him, and they've said the host, but we've never heard them like call him by his name.
Damn. All right. So big moment here.
Yeah.
But Gunn finally goes back home, and this is where we learn that Rondell or George is dead. Wait, isn't it Fred and George from Harry Potter?
Yes. Which one of them dies?
It could be George in both instances.
Wow.
Why does George always have to die? Damn. But and it's by a vampire bite, but we don't know if he got turned or not. Right?
Oh, that's like, a good point. Yeah.
I think Gunn is like, did he do some sucking also or what? And we're like, we don't know. We're waiting to find out. Did we ever find
out? Maybe we do. This might be followed up on.
Huh, interesting. But we go to the library because of Cordelia's vision of that woman at the library, and we mention Elton John's coming to town.
Oh yeah,
Lauren wants to go with Angel.
Lauren wants to go see him when he sings "Goodbye Yellow Brick Road." You know, you're really gonna pop.
I guess so. No, I like Tiny Dancer. It's my favorite one.
They're both good. What do you want? He's got more than one song.
Your song, that's a good one.
It's all right.
You don't like that one? All right. But Lauren apparently does like a children's reading. He does a children's reading program.
He doesn't actually.
Oh, he doesn't.
No, this is just like his excuse to the lady.
Oh, I thought she like recognized him. Like, oh, you
No, I
last week
think
at the.
somebody's supposed to be coming in like costume tomorrow morning to do a children's book reading.
Oh,
And she's like, "Oh, are you that person?" He's like, "Yeah, I just wanted to check out the space before I had to be here."
oh, that seemed very legit to me. I was like, I thought that was real.
No.
Oh, big joke. All right. Uh, so we something about there's like an Apple locket. I don't know what that was, but I wrote it down.
Well, it's how she's able to understand who they're talking about.
Oh yeah,
Wi-
Winifred had
Winifred.
one of those.
They call her Fred. She used to work here at the library. She's also was studying to be a physicist. Those are the things you need to remember about Fred.
Yeah, absolutely. And
Yeah,
so we go to the foreign language section because that's where she disappeared from. And we like read a book, a portal opens up, and who comes out but Landoc?
that's right.
Awesome. It's Lauren's cousin.
Yeah, Lauren. Well, Lauren had said that like he had more knowledge about the Draken demon than they were expecting him to have because he was like, you can't use that on him. He's not from. He won't be in any of your books. He's from a world like no one would ever know.
Right.
And another another dimension. That's from a Beastie Boys song.
Oh
Um.
shit.
So, but anyway, so like the things that are coming through the portal are from the world Lorne was born in. And so now what's his name? Landoc shows up and he's actually Lorne's cousin.
So that other monster is from Lauren's world too?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Yeah, and we learn like a little bit of backstory. We don't fully get it, but Lauren like went missing and his family thinks he's like dead or something.
Yeah, well what happened is he disappeared through a portal. That's a portal appeared at some point in oh, I'm not supposed to tell you the name of it yet, but that place. And he he popped out in LA and I think just immediately understood like this world is so much more my speed.
Yeah, he made the most of it. He
Yeah,
owned his
yeah.
own club. Did you pop for Lorne Green reference?
No, I didn't. I don't know who that is either, but I guess he's from Bonanza because Angel gets very excited. I like anytime we acknowledge Angel's really fucking old.
Yeah, I like that
There's
too.
one moment earlier in the episode where he's like, you know, in my day, a few bob would get you like a tavern wench and a meal, and
Yeah,
like it's very funny. He's been around a long time.
yeah, got to make jokes about that.
Yeah,
So Gunn,
I
he
used to
like
do it with Henry.
oh, you used to make joke, yeah, old jokes with him. You
Yeah,
have to. I think you have to. Honestly, I think I should do it more with you. I think I should make more old jokes.
I'm surprised you don't.
I don't want to. You're not that old. You're in your 30s. I don't think that's old.
Yeah,
And
I know,
also,
but I used to do that. Like when I first met Henry, I was like 22 and he was like 32 or something like that, or 31, and I used to rip on him for being old. Now I'm so much older than that.
and I never thought of old people as like you make jokes about old people because I kind of never saw myself living to an old age for some reason. So I always like I think it's respectable to being an old person. You made it. You're not dead yet. Good on you. Because I don't think I'll do it.
Really?
I don't. I have trouble seeing myself as an old person.
Yeah, I used to also, but now that I'm 37, like I just feel like, all right, let's try not to feel old until I'm 50. That's sort of where I'm
50,
at
and then
with
you let
it. Yeah.
yourself go.
Yeah, and then I'm just old and it's
You
fucking
think
fine.
so if you're like in your 40s and you're bald, are you gonna like try to get Rogaine and stuff until you're 50 and then you'll let it go?
No, no, I'm not so much talking about that. Like more my state of mind. Like I want to at least like make an effort to like keep up with shit and stuff.
Yeah.
But I feel like once I'm 50, I could just like stay on my bullshit.
All right then. All right, 50. I like that.
Yeah.
Um so uh Gunn gets real mad at Rondell, like pushes him, like you guys fucked up. I could have helped if you guys
I
just
know.
didn't wait. I don't know.
But Rondell's got his number here.
Yeah, what does he say?
He says like
Oh, he says
we've
like
been
you've been
waiting for you
gone
for
forever.
months.
Yeah, what
Yeah.
are we supposed to keep doing? I can't wait
Yeah.
forever, bro. You've been busy. So yeah, that was good. That was pretty good. And I forgot about Gunn's whole other life because he
Yeah,
really
yeah,
has
he
just
has
been.
right. Like he kind of abandoned that at a certain point. Early on in this season, we would see Gunn go back and forth between that and the Angel guys a lot. And that sort of stopped at a certain point.
And he had a relationship with Anne, right?
That's right.
He knew Anne. Whatever happened to Anne? Did we see the resolution of that? She's just
Um
still at the place,
yeah, she's
teen
still
center.
she took all that blood money, which had actual blood on it, uh to put towards the teen center. We will see her again.
Right. I forgot she got all that blood money. So
Mm-hmm.
she's making moves over there with the
That's
money.
right.
Well, first she had to dry it off, probably wash it and dry it off.
Yeah, yeah, it's probably out of work. That's
That
that's
took
what
two
I
weeks
when I
by
was a
itself.
kid, that's what I used to think money laundering was.
Yeah. What a dummy. No, just kidding. I probably thought the same thing until I saw like Breaking Bad, and then I was like,
Yeah.
oh shit, that means like make
And I
pretending
don't
like it's
think
someone business.
I honestly don't think I ever really understood what money laundering was until I saw Ozark, because that show is so much about that, where I was like, oh, they're really explaining it to me. That's nice.
Yeah. That'd be really cool to get into. Like it's really like you've really like a go for broke situation. Like you're putting all of your life into this, like not getting caught. It's kind of
Yeah.
fun though, I feel like.
Yeah, if you're gonna do an illegal thing, it does feel like something that would be exciting, and you could probably keep from being caught for at least a while.
You know what I always thought? Like people that are about to kill themselves, why would you not bet all your money on a bet? Because if it wins, you're rich, and if it loses, you were going to kill yourself anyway, you know?
That's a good
So
point,
like if
man.
you're ever going to kill yourself, wait until the next day, like make a bet that night, and then the next day then figure out what's going to happen.
Or try to rob a bank or something. You hear about
Yeah,
like death, suicide by cop.
right.
If you're gonna kill yourself anyway, at least try to make off with some money, help yourself out. If it doesn't work, you're dead. You
Or
wanted
you
that
get it for
anyway.
your family, or get a cop fired on your way out.
Yeah, that's a good point too.
But that's a good point because if you rob a bank successfully, you're rich. But if you get caught, either you're dead, which is what you had in mind anyway, or you're going to prison, which could be kind of a new chapter in life.
Well, I don't want to go to prison.
Yeah, kind of
I'd be
seems fun.
afraid of the rapes. Although I thought about prison a lot when I was in the mental hospital. And, like I was getting like three pretty good meals a day. Like, you get
Yeah.
a lot of time to yourself. I
Sometimes I
was
don't even
like,
eat three meals a
this
day.
ain't so bad. I never eat 3 meals a day at home. I was probably the healthiest I ever was in the fucking mental hospital.
Yeah, it's a kind of a good life, honestly. Like it really
Yeah.
depends on what your life is going into it. I can see it being pretty good. But anyway, so Landok comes with us. He's like our hunter. He's like helping us locate this fucking demon, right? And I like this. Lauren says he has those abilities too, but he uses them to help others, which is kind of
Right,
kind of
which
cool.
was like frowned upon in his home, because like you're supposed to use them like for the purpose of being like hunters and gatherers. Like he describes his home dimension as being like full of heroes and champions roaming the land, and like everything is solved through like sword fights and shit, almost like a medieval kind of feel. And yeah, Lauren just like he was like, I like art and music and like helping people, and that those are just not things that are valued where I'm from.
Yeah, I added a lot to Lauren.
He
I
also at
already really
one
liked him.
he also said at one point he was spending his time picking up the senoritas, and I was like, I don't know about that, Lauren.
What do you mean? You don't think he could get any women?
No, I think he's gay.
Oh, he's gay. That's funny. I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've never touched on that. I guess we don't
Yeah.
know any of his past relationships.
Yeah, we don't know about his paramours.
Yeah, I'm very interested in that actually. Um, so I thought this was a cool little setting where we're like in the stacks of wood and we're like we got the demon like above them, like watching Angel and Wesley
Oh
like walk
yeah.
around with a flare. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. I don't know. That shot was cool, but also like I feel like around this time this was constantly a setting. Like how in like the late 80s, early 90s, like every action movie ends in just like a steel factory where there's lots of sparks everywhere.
Yeah, but it can be cool.
Yeah, I know it can be cool, but it's ubiquitous. And I feel like at this time this was a thing. Like on television, if you needed to see like someone like searching for something, like it would always
Stacks
be
of
in like
wood.
yeah, or at like a a dock where you're like, those like stacks
Yes,
of, yeah,
of course.
yeah.
What are those? Yeah, I don't know what those are
I don't
called.
remember well, containers, I guess.
Yeah, whatever. But I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. It's overused and stuff, but I thought we haven't really used it on Angel yet. May as well.
The shot from above of the Draken looking down on them was admittedly cool.
Yes, and I love that Wesley did. He lit a flare, so it really added a cool light thing to the whole
Yeah,
scene.
and they did a thing where when the demon would jump from thing to thing, they didn't include any sound effects.
Oh,
Like
that's good.
almost like it was like really it can move super stealthily.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, that really worked for me too.
Yeah, absolutely. And but I feel like it's pretty quick ending where Angel throws a sword in its throat.
Yeah, it just fucking kills the thing.
Pretty quick. It was a lot like it looked like the
It
gingerbread thing.
almost takes out Wesley though.
Almost, but you knew it wasn't gonna happen. Come
Yeah, I
on.
know. But Wesley is just like so not on his game in this episode.
Yeah. But guess what? MVP. Wesley.
Yeah, that's right. We
I love that
love
he's not
you.
on his game. Yeah.
Your dad might not love you, but we do, Wesley.
Absolutely. What was this? Cordelia basically, if whatever you're reading about in the book, the portal sends you there.
What?
I thought that's what Cordelia came to learn. Is like whatever it is you're reading about
No.
in the book is
There's
where.
like a thing in the book that if you read out loud, a portal appears, but you have to be in a place where a portal can appear. So they have to go someplace like they know. So we know that like Fred got taken in that aisle of the library, so it can happen there. And we know that it happened in Caritas because we saw it earlier in the episode. So here we go back to Caritas to send Landok back.
When Lorne first appeared, did he appear at Caritas? Was that where he came out of?
It might not have, it wasn't Caritas yet, but that's very probable.
That location, and then he turned it into. Interesting. All right. I think so, since that's where the thing, like the portal came out of there. So I'll assume that. And
it'd be an awful, coincidence if like it just he happened to open a club where another portal is.
Yeah, and they're not like they don't come up all over the place.
Yeah, they're not everywhere.
Yeah, I think we're right about that. So we burn George's body.
Yeah, we have a little funeral pyre.
Yeah, we sure do. And I thought it was actually this was weird. Like we had the demon hanging out above everybody, and then Gunn is hanging out above everybody else here. What was that about? Everyone else is like gathered around, and he's like up on the crate, like above
I
everybody.
think it's to show like he's feeling
He's
not a part of the crew right now.
It was pretty. I think get involved, bro. Like you're there. Why are you being so weird?
Like he's kind of just yelled at him.
Oh, go hang out on the right side instead of the left side with Rondell.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Hang out with one of those white guys over there.
Seems like he's like making a statement, making it about himself.
Could interesting.
I didn't like it, but so we go back to Caritas and Landok goes back home, right?
Yeah.
But something else crazy happens. We're talking and we're like, all right, so let's just forget about all this, right, Angel? Right, Wesley? Cordelia, what about you? We're gonna forget about all this. Cordelia? And Cordelia is in the woods. Was she on a different planet? What is the fuck is going on here?
She had been taken through that portal. And she's like
on Caritas land.
She's in Lauren's home dimension now. Yeah, you
Crazy.
get that? Like you hear like fucking like dinosaurs or whatever.
Yeah,
it's like yeah.
There are two suns.
Yeah.
That's cool. And was that like animal, like scraps or animal skin, like up in the trees?
Yes, it was. Yeah,
that was
sort of
scary.
Like the predator.
Yeah, that was really cool. And Cordelia says, "Oh crap." And then
that I like "oh crap." That's funny.
It's like Nicole Franzel. Oh crap.
Yeah.
MVP Wesley.
Yeah. Although shout out to Cordelia. I thought she had a good episode.
I agree with that. But Wesley, come on. LVP, I don't know.
What about that fucking asshole director? I'm going with him.
That's what I wrote down actually. But like the actor probably did his job.
I know, but he was just so horrible.
What about the other woman next to Cordelia?
Well, she had that moment where she thought Angel was hitting on her.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
What about the lady with the fur in the restaurant at the beginning?
I feel like she
Now it
probably did
feels
her
like we're
job.
stretching, man. I'm
Yeah, let's
going
go to
with
the
that
director.
asshole.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
seems obvious. Why are we trying to make it not him? Let's go with him.
Yeah.
Director
Um,
man.
all right. Where am I putting this? I gave it a 3, by the way.
I'll do the same thing.
Where do I want to pop this bad boy?
I will put it between judgment and parting gifts, I think.
Oh, I like that. I like this.
15.
I like this a little more than judgment. So start me there and
You have
read
the
me.
yeah.
Yeah, where do I have that?
16.
All
Ahead of
right.
it, you have the prodigal, disharmony. This is worse than disharmony.
Oh, yeah, I agree. You can put it right there. No, actually, right where I first started you. Right between judgment and the prodigal. Pop it right there at 15.
Well, that'll be
Oh,
16
right.
right under the
16,
prodigal.
16. Right, right.
So you have it 16. I have it 15. Amazing.
Great.
I have both of these like 1 to 3 spots ahead of you, 3 or 4 spots ahead of you.
Nice.
I love it. I love it.
All right. So this leads us into a big arc here. And we've got some exciting stuff coming up on the show next week. But why don't we
Okay.
read from the Patreon first?
Yes, I just clicked refresh. Damn it. I'm so upset you just asked me that. All right. So basically what we have here is we have 3 comments. All right. 2 of them are gonna be from Josh. One of them's gonna be from Laura. What do you want first?
Let's hear Laura.
She said, "Oh, I forgot to say this last week. I only remembered when you guys talked about the Jane Espenson being a nerd. I don't know why I feel like I worded that weird. But she says the idea of witches not dying during the witch burnings shows up on the first few pages of Prisoner of Azkaban, released in 1999. In the movie, this was changed to the iconic, or should I say infamous, Lumos Maxima scene.
You can say iconic. You
Yeah.
can certainly say iconic. One of the great moments in Harry Potter lore.
Absolutely, where he's masturbating before bed. No, I'm just kidding. It's a metaphor,
Well, Lumos
guys.
Maximus is the part where he fucking comes, straight up comes.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah. Just shoots his load.
Anya is a real trendsetter when it comes to hating the French. She's way ahead of Freedom Fries. What was up between the US and France at the time? Because this shows up in Angel 2 when he behaves weirdly in the restaurant and Cordelia excuses him by saying he's French.
I thought it was weird too. Like if this was post 9/11, I would sort of get it more, but like this is odd that in 1 week, like dude, like both shows taking pot shots at the French.
Yeah, something was in the air early May, or I guess they probably wrote this like January or something. Yeah. Tim would not be happy about the amount of feet in this episode, but guess what? Daniel loved it, right?
Yeah.
I don't remember feet. How many feet were there?
Glory sticks her feet out of that tub. I remember enjoying that moment.
All right, well, is that it? She says the amount of feet, I guess.
I guess there's more than that, but yeah, I mean, fair enough. Tim would have loved the Angel episode though, because of all them tits.
You're right. Maybe when Willow's putting on her shoes on the bed for their feet there.
Oh, could be.
I don't remember her. I thought she had socks on. I don't know.
Well, we see her putting shoes on.
Did she put socks on?
We might get a little focus on the foot there.
That's possible, yeah. But Laura seems more into it than anyone. She's the one really noticing it. And she says Buffy's very much on Daniel's side when it comes to peanut butter.
That's right.
Yeah, she hated it. But Dawn on my side, I guess. Although I don't like it with.
You're gonna try that salami sandwich though.
We'll see what happens. She says Angel should realize with an S.
You can use that.
What do you mean you can use that?
I think that's one of those either way words.
Is she from somewhere, or that's just a thing?
I don't know. I don't know where Laura's from. I just assume she's from the year 1994, going by her name.
Yeah,
Laura _94.
So she's 4 years older than me.
I guess. Yeah, and she's 8 years younger than me.
Wow, you're old as hell.
I know.
She says, Angel should realize that you get more for your money than just food. Today, though, it's just food poisoning rather than syphilis. I don't know if I understand what that means.
Wait, say it again.
Angel should realize that you still get more for your money than just food. today though, it's just food poisoning rather than syphilis.
Oh, so she's saying like from like if you're eating food out of these like crazy bars that like taverns and shit that Angela used to go to. Oh, because he mentioned that you get a tavern wench. That's what she's saying. You could get a STD from those ladies.
Jeez, I don't have much experience with that. I don't go to bars ever. I don't think I've ever been to a bar. Like I've been to
That's
places with a
insane.
bar in it, but I've never like gone to
That
a
is
bar.
absolutely nuts.
I know it is nuts. Never been to like a concert. I haven't done a lot of things normal people have done.
What?
I know, Daniel.
I'm going to a concert tomorrow.
Who?
Interpol.
That's fun. I didn't know they were doing stuff. That's
Yeah.
it. Just Interpol.
They got some opening acts, but I'm there for Interpol.
Okay. Is the commercial director a not so veiled comment on Joss Whedon's behavior on set? We think it's
This is
very
the I
possible.
read this. I read this and that I talked about how I thought about it earlier in the episode.
Yeah, it's very likely. I'm surprised Daniel's so obsessed. Daniel's so opposed to Doctor Who. I'm not a big Whovian. That's what they call it.
Yep, that's those fans.
But from what I've seen of both shows, the way mythology is set up in the Buffy verse isn't all that different.
All right,
So
that
you
might
like
be
it?
fair. I'm willing to believe that there's a version of Doctor Who that I could enjoy because the show's been on the air since the fucking 60s. Like they've been doing that show forever. It stopped for like a couple years here and there, and they did like TV movies. The version I watched, okay, was the first season of like the new run, and Christopher Eccleston was Doctor Who. And I just thought it was lame. Like the mythology is laid out kind of simply and similar to Buffy, but I just like couldn't get into it. Like I just thought it was lame. Like that's the word I
Wow.
would use.
Just lame.
But I'm willing. Like people say you should have kept going after that because then David Tennant is Doctor Who in season 2, and I do like David Tennant, but I also
Can you
kind of
just
like
start with that?
a lot of people say you can, but like that's another thing about me is I'm
Right.
fucking insane. Like that's why I've never tried to get into Star Trek because I feel like I have to go back and watch the Shatner show and then the Patrick Stewart show and then Deep Space Nine. Like I'm gonna have to do all that. And like I feel that way about Doctor Who. Like even though I was starting on a season 1, episode 1, I was like, but there's all this lore that I'm missing. Like I felt wrong watching it. Like I need to go back to the 60s.
Yeah, I get it. I'm kind of the same way. So,
Yeah.
but there are no movies, are there?
There are lots and lots of television movies, but I don't think there's ever been a theatrical Doctor Who film.
Okay. Okay. All right. So maybe we'll check it out one day. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? Josh says Buffy, pacing and directing bad, acting and writing good, pathos good, like 5 O's.
Yeah.
Dawn MVP. But I think we went with who'd we go with? Willow? We went with Willow. I think this might.
Yeah. And I said like runner up Anya. So like Dawn, interesting.
Yeah, Dawn would be like. She'd be like. She's not in the running this week. I'm sorry. She's
I
like
didn't
she's
think so
under.
either. Like
She's
I'd
under
put
Anya.
Spike ahead of her.
Yeah, yeah. I was gonna say under Spike, under Buffy as well. I don't know about that, but she's good. And I'm not gonna take anything away from her. I think this might be what I got spoiled on a very long time ago. I had Googled Willow Buffy and accidentally saw a picture of her in dark magic mode.
Oh,
Must have
there
been
you go.
this or something
Yeah.
later that develops from this. All right. So he saw her all with her
Yeah.
black
With
eyes.
her black eyes and shit. Yeah, for sure.
Wow. All right. And then he says about Angel. Dan was just talking about Angel remembering money going further. Dan was just talking about Angel remembering money going further in his day. Oh, about him tipping the delivery guy. And Angel brings it up right here. Guess they got some blowback about Angel being cheap and wanting to address it.
I think I just got lucky. I think I mentioned something one week and then they addressed it the next week.
I think I brought that up about him tipping. I don't think you even heard. Didn't you like not hear the delivery guy be like, "Oh, all dollar, thanks." I think that was last episode, but
Yeah, but I did talk about, like you said he was a bad tipper, and I sort of understood just because it's Angel. Like he might not
yeah,
understand where
and that's what
tipping
it is.
is.
They went back on what that was.
No, I don't think it was conscious. I think it's random.
Yeah, yeah. Who knows? He says, "Oh no, Wesley has a mean dad who only brings up his shortcomings and past failures."
We knew that already, by the way. We've heard him talk to his dad before.
Have we heard him like in conversation with his? I thought we've
Maybe
heard
not in
about his dad.
conversation, but yeah, we've more heard about his dad.
I think those are two completely different things.
All
This
right,
was the
sorry,
first time we
sorry.
ever heard from dad. This is huge.
You're right. You're right.
It was very sad. But I think we knew he was a bad dad. He didn't get along with him. Guys, I forgot about what power walking is. When they said power walkers, I thought it was some mystical sect. That's crazy. So power walking. Come on. Jeez. You know what I think of power walking? There's a part in the movie, Are We Done Yet? The sequel.
Oh, wow. You've seen the sequel. I've never seen either one of them.
Seen both of them, classic films, where John C. McGinley is a power walker. He's like their neighbor power walker.
Yeah.
And he like, I don't want to spoil anything, so I won't. But there's a part where he power walks over to their house. Pretty fun scene. But anyway,
when are we gonna cover that?
Anytime you want.
I'm happy to do that. I've never seen those. That would be exciting for me.
I think that'd be a good episode.
We should do Big Mama's house too.
Wouldn't you rather do Medea?
There's like a million of them though. That's the only thing stopping me. We would have done Medea by now if there were like 5 or 6, but there's literally like 10.
There are a few franchises like that. It sucks.
Yeah.
We don't really know what to do. He says, "Geez, can't kill a Hacklar demon anymore because of woke."
Yeah, because someone gives them shit, like not
their
culturally.
culture.
Yeah. That's funny. That is the kind of joke they make more on TV shows right now than they did at that point.
Yeah, but pretty funny. He says the show's making a statement about how women are objectified in Hollywood, but to do that, they put Carpenter through the exact treatment. Hope they had a superb behind-the-scenes environment for her. I'm sure they did here, right?
It doesn't seem like Buffy had a superb behind-the-scenes environment.
But here.
I will say no actor ever really complained about Joss Whedon. Like it was like it wasn't really, but the only one that did was Charisma Carpenter.
Well, what did she complain? Oh, I guess we'll learn. Right,
yeah, it's more due to stuff that happens in seasons 4 and 5, but
yeah,
but we won't talk about it yet. But yeah, it's it does stand out. It was probably fine for her. I don't know, but it was like a first-time director. I don't know how great this was for her.
Yeah, he says, "Has anyone heard anything about that? We'll talk about it more in the future."
Yeah,
because I know something that happens, but I don't want to talk about it.
All right. Well, I don't know particularly like what this episode was like for her, but I do know that she is,
I think, fine.
The only one of the main actors that has talked shit about Joss Whedon. Like a lot of them are still friends with Joss Whedon, but like she did not have a good experience with him.
But we have no reason to think she experienced anything weird on this Angel.
No, I have not heard anything about this particular episode.
Yeah, I don't think anything. But all right, that's Josh. Thank you, Josh. Thank you to Laura.
Yeah, and thanks for everybody else that listens.
Yeah, thanks to all the creators of Buffy and Angel.
Yeah,
I love you guys.
Thanks to Sarah Michelle Gellar for being Buffy.
Oh my God,
David Boreanaz for being Angel.
Yeah, really. And shout out to the Balls poster. What else do we want to show?
shout out to Xander's skateboard from the pilot.
Yeah, shout out to Amy. What else? Miss Jenny Calendar.
Yeah, definitely, and her uncle Enyos. But I'd like to end this episode with an Angel quote, and just to say to everybody, good luck.